I wake up in the morning and prepare breakfast for the children and my husband also, and at around 5, I prepare the breakfast, their break, and their lunch. My husband likes carrying lunch, so I make for him as well lunch. And then we pray together and discuss. From when I give birth to my children, I've always taken them to school. That's the time we really connect with them. So in the morning, I go drop them to school. They're now old, and but I still drop them. I feel it's the one thing that connects us. When you're too busy in life, sometimes you miss out getting to know what's happening in their life.
Today, Boss Lady is taking me into the world of fashion. I'm talking about Ankara, bags, leather, and everything in between. So I'll be sitting down and talking to one, Grace Mbugua, who's on Gong Road at the Professional Center. Finally got to Grace's place, and let me tell you something. Once you open the doors to this workshop, the first smell that hits you is the smell of pure leather. So it's interesting how she started this business 4 years ago, and she survived the harsh economic times. But the question lies here: where did she get her first raw material, which is leather? And what obstacles, what challenges did she come across? Coming up next.
One of the most amusing things is I bought some leather that was not for bags, it was actually for shoes. So I kept feeling I want good quality bags, I kept looking for them. This is another inspiration from some of our bags. I went to sea butter. We decided to move on with my husband and establish this institution called Jeilo. They are the actual tanneries where you get what you choose and you can make your order. We went through a training. Also, as I mentioned, I went out really looking for exposure and training and learning. I went for a training with Export Promotion Council. They do product development. They help you to think through your product, to have a product that is export worthy. So for me, that was a very good exposure as well. I reached out I was given one name of somebody who stitches, and I went to see him. He charged me, I've never forgotten, he charged me 4,500 just to stitch what I have provided him with everything. Today I know that was a leap of So I moved on to ask around, where can I get, and I knew butter, I used to hear about butter. So I went to see butter, and I took time, I spent a whole day the first time. I was also given another fundi who would train me, would teach me about it. I used to go to Gekoba where she was doing the stitching, so we could spend some time with her. And she also introduced me to do some short course at Kirdi. Kirdi had a quick, just about patterns. How do you cut patterns? And that's it. It's a short one, and it's once in a while that is there. So all these and I took a lot of time also to do YouTube. I spent actually my resolve and able to make designs was through learning from the scripts you see in YouTube. There is a lot that you can learn. If you're hungry, you'll always find a place to get the information. So I went to butter and I bought the first leather. The quality is good, and I was trying to discover, so how to use which leather, and one of the most amusing things is I bought some leather that was not for bags, it was actually for shoes. Lack of information. So I made my mistakes. But currently we source from Sagana Tannery. We go directly to the tanneries. We also go to, there is Alpha Rama, there is Thika, LIK. These are some of the places that we go and source our leather. They are the actual tanneries where you get what you choose and you can make your order. of what you want, and then you can even choose the colors with them, and then you make your order. So that for me has been my greatest learning experience. So when you get out there, as long as you're looking for information, you will get it.
But where did this leather industry start from? Let's have a look. The leather and footwear industry in Kenya was dominated for most of the 1950s and 1960s by a subsidiary of a Canadian multinational East African Bartishie company established in 1943. In the 1970s, competition from small and medium-scale producers of leather products and from imported finished products continued to be felt by the larger firms, therefore increasing the production of synthetic products, which made leather products more expensive. The leather industry plays a major role in the global economy with an estimated global trade value of approximately $100 billion per year, which is greater than the combined value chain of meat, sugar, coffee and tea. With a background in counseling, Grace Mbugua started working with non-governmental organizations such as the Coalition of Violence Against Women for about 5 years, which led her to establish her own women organization and chairing another women association called Ubunifu. So how did she get into business?
I needed to proceed to something else, and it was a time of change, and I wanted to do business. I had also identified a gap that I wanted to address, and the gap was to access good quality products, especially bags. Whenever I had events, it was such a challenge to get quality, timeliness, and good, reasonable prices. And from that, I realized it was time for me to move on, and so I was able to hand over the organization to the board of directors of the organization and the secretariat that was there at the moment. And it still is existing, and it's called Well in Short. But then I gave, we decided to move on with my husband and establish this institution called Jeilo. Jeilo means Jesus is Lord. It's an organization that we believe is not only just producing good products, but be able to nurture young people's lives who work under us and work with us. For the time we are with them, we have a responsibility. We are supposed to disciple those around us. So it's more of a social enterprise. We work with largely people who are skilled artisans who are ready to also improve themselves. So the key thing about Jeilo Collections was established 3 years ago now. Actually, this is our 4th year. I'm proud to be a part of it as it grows. When we started, we were only doing products with large, like as I mentioned, like corporates who wanted branded bags or with an African touch, like some kitenge here, some beautiful bones, recycled bones or something. So we used to do that. And then slowly by slowly, we realized also the opportunities and the gap that is there also in the need for leather products, leather good quality products. And you realize, I think for me, that was my like a wake-up call. For a long time, I had so many bags in my house, which are hanging all over, and they peel on their own, even when you're not using them. I mean, you just hang it there. If you haven't used it for a long time, the next time you come to wipe it, it comes up with a piece of it. So I kept feeling I want good quality bags. I kept looking for them, and I'm so happy to be able to do this because I know I'm serving another woman like me, another man like me. who has a need to have good quality and who wants to enjoy their handbags. I mean, when I hang it, I want to come back, pick it up and move on with it. I'm not worried if it has changed color or it is peeling. And so that was some of the experiences that I had. And I started discovering about leather. And this came also with exposure and a lot of training.
So Grace, I do understand that different colors form different brands. So how exactly did you settle on red and white to be Jeilo's official brand color? One
thing about branding is the simplicity is, the more simple it is, the more striking it is. You have too many colors, you confuse people sometimes, and people register a few colors about you. So for us, red is the key color and the background is white. So red is a color of power, of authority. Also, we would want to be an authority in this field, you know, like able to make wonderful bags. That whenever you think about Jeilo, you think of a good quality bag, a unique bag, because we do a lot of the products that are specialized on people's needs. So as I mentioned, we have three key things that we do here. One, we do fabric bags. Bags that are made in fabric, like you can see she's making one here. We move on to making bags that are pure leather. You can see a few of the bags. Then we also have a component of nurturing upcoming artisans, so we train them. If you are interested in learning leather products, how to make them, belts, we want to know how to make wallets, we do have sessions and trainings for that.
All right, now, so interesting conversation right there. So when we come back, we'll be looking at the product, what sort of style Jeilo is known for, and how Grace created a niche for herself. That and many more after the break.